Hey guys, welcome to part 4 of our series, Is God Real? Today what I want to talk about is religion. A lot of times when I talk to people, it doesn't matter if they're Christians or they're not Christians. A lot of times people who are not Christians, they say, I don't like religion. Even Christians, of course, will say, I don't like religion. I'm not a fan of religion. Religion, the history to these people of religion, the view they have, the perception they have of it is that it's very controlling, that it's caused a lot of wars and strife and disagreement, that there are not a lot of good things that have come from religion. And what I want to go back to is the Bible. And what I want to say kind of that the people who say those things are actually, in my opinion, kind of right. If you go back to the Bible in the Old Testament, you've got the Jewish people, you've got God's chosen people, the Israelites, and they were not living in a relationship with God for the most part. David did, Moses did, there's a few people who did, they spoke for God, there were prophets, there was kings. But for the most part, the million plus people, the however many people were the Israelites at that time, right? No, they did not individually have relationship with God. They were in a religion. And in a religion, there is a lot of control. And motivation is based off of mostly fear. Right? And the Bible even talks about that, where the people would see God and they would kind of hover back and they wouldn't want to go near. They would be scared. And the Bible clearly talks about, especially in the Old Testament, kind of the rules and the things that you should do and the things that you cannot do. And there's so many of them. And it's so clear and detailed. And there are significant consequences. Like, you get stoned to death for like things today that would not even be illegal in society, right? So there was significant consequences, and so fear was almost the motivating factor, right? Even for the Jewish people, and I believe this is true for many religions today, right? That fear ends up being the motivating factor. A fear of loss, something that I'm going to miss out on, something that's bad is going to happen to me, something I will miss out on, something good happening to me if I don't follow a system that's in place. Does that make sense? And so religion and this idea of religion is such a turnoff to so many people. And then for the people it's not a turnoff to, it ends up being a crutch to so many other people. And the reason why is because they want defined parameters. And the reason why is because they want to know the minimum of what they need to do. They're not so interested, and we'll talk about why in a second, of what the maximum could be, of what the big thing could be, of what the great thing could be, of what the dream could be that they could go after. Is instead it's like, okay, just tell me the line I have to reach to be good enough so I can hold on to that and know that I'm okay, and then I can go live the rest of my life, right? So when Jesus came, the Bible says that he tore the veil from heaven to earth. He literally, the veil was torn. The veil was separating God from the masses, God from the people. And Jesus took out the middleman and he said, I have come so that you can directly connect with the Father. And what happened when that happened, it's not that all the rules went away. Many of the rules went away, but it's not that there are no more rules. But what he did is he said, I am moving you from the emphasis on religion, and religion emphasizes fear as a motivator, to relationship. And relationship emphasizes love as the motivator. And when you move from fear as the motivator to love as the motivator, you go from living at a minimum level in life to a maximum level in life. Does that make sense? When you are living in this religion, in this system, in this fear, and by the way, you don't have to believe in Christianity and Buddhism and in Taoism and all these things, Islam. You don't have to believe in any of those religions to be living in a controlled system motivated by fear, right? Your whole dependence might just be, your religion might just be based on the reviews you get quarterly at your job, what your boss thinks of you, all these things. That's what you're putting your trust in. This system where if you do well enough, if you can just get over the line enough, then you're going to be okay in life, right? So Jesus wants to move us from this fear-based life to this love-based life. And when we move from fear, and fear is where we live at the minimum, just over the line so that we don't have to live scared, or we hope we don't have to live scared, to a love-based life, then we can find the maximum that God has for us in life, because there is freedom freedom in love. So I want to encourage you today, as we talk about, is God real, to move away from this idea of religion in any area of your life and however you're doing it, whether it's through your job or whether it's through your actual, what we define as a religion, and move towards the possibility that Jesus came to give us a relationship with our Creator, just that that's possible, and find out that love is a more powerful motivating factor, and it sets the possibilities of what can happen in your life and the joy that can fill you and the things that can happen through you and around you at a much higher level than fear would ever do. So just consider that. Maybe watch this a second time, pray into that, and see what God would tell you about it today. Thanks, guys.